care if it's 1,000 degrees or 2 degrees. I love it. You know, any chance I get to strap the helmet up and rep the W, I love it.
It was a wet and windy Saturday at Camp Randall, but thanks to Wisconsin's run game, the Badgers ran over the Terps, and they did it knowing they'd have to do it. The weather dictated a heavy dose of the ground and pound game, but the offensive line delivered their best performance of the season, allowing Braylon Allen and Isaac Guerendo to each rush for over 100 yards and score a touchdown.
Just looking at the weather, you know, we were just preparing for it, so we knew it was going to be a run-the-ball type of day. So, you know, appreciate the O-line for sure, you know, blocking their butts off today.
Just fun to watch the aggression those guys played with up front. The backs just pounding it in there. Not always going to be pretty, right? You know you're going to run into some heavy boxes, but just everyone just grinding it out.
Season high 278 rushing yards on a day where you couldn't really throw the ball. But, Jim, how about Guerendo's game? He wasn't in there just to give Allen a blow.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for stories like Isaac Guerendo, a guy who's in his 5th year in the program, has dealt with a ton of adversity, injuries, finally getting a chance to show what he can be. You know, he arrived here as a wide receiver, a sprinter in high school, good combination of size and speed, and finally getting a chance to see who the real Isaac Guerendo is.
Speaking of guys who provided a boost on the defensive side of the ball, Hunter Wohl returned to the field for the first time since breaking his fibula against Illinois State, and he looked like he's been playing all season. Wohl finished with 3 tackles and a pick, and after watching for 8 weeks, it was good to be back.
It's been a journey for sure. It's been long, but you know, the time has come that you get to get back and play, and I'm so grateful for that.
You know, first came back, he was out there making hits all over the field, tackles. You know, Hunter's a great player. And anytime you get a guy like Hunter back, I mean, it's nothing but beneficial for you.
The 3-safety look with him, Torchio, and Latu worked out well against Maryland, and he's a guy that showed why he was #1 on the depth chart when the season started.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, myself included, probably underestimated what losing Hunter Wohl so early in the season meant. I mean, this is a defense with a difference maker at defensive line with Keanu Benton, a difference maker in the second level with Nick Herbig, and was really missing a difference maker in the back end. And Hunter Wohl provides that. When he's 100%, as we saw Saturday against Maryland, he can be a guy that makes a lot of plays.
This Saturday starts a big-time 3-game stretch for Wisconsin. They close out the regular season with 3 games against rival programs, which means each week there will be a trophy up for grabs. In recent history, the Badgers have kept the trophies in Madison, winning 25 of their last 29 rivalry games. And you don't have to remind this group what these next 3 weeks mean for the program.
And that's why you play college football. It's those big games where, you know, something's on the line. You know, there's big rivalry between 2 teams, so it kind of revs things up a little bit.
We know how big these trophy games are for this program, for the state, for this fan base. So it's our job to, even the younger guys, let them know what these trophy games are about and how important they are, because it's your legacy.
And still to come on the Badger Blueprint, the battle for the bowl is up for grabs in Iowa City, where Wisconsin says they can't wait to face one of the country's best defenses. That's next. Physical. That's how the Wisconsin offense described the Iowa defense this week, and they're not wrong. The Hawkeyes are giving up just 14 points per game while holding their opponents to under 100 yards rushing. 2 things they've been doing for years, and the Badgers know they're going to have to out-physical them if they want to have success.
They've had the same defense for, I think, 100 years. I think it's been the same. You know, so, like, both teams know, like, what to expect going to the game.
We're ranked one of the top in the country in defense, so it's definitely going to be a big challenge for us, but we play kind of the same style of football that they like to play, just hard-nosed and tough, so I'm excited for this week.
If you're a Badger tight end, fullback, or offensive line, this is your time to shine. It's all about being physical and playing smash-mouth football against this type of defense, Jim.
Yeah, Iowa runs a different scheme than Wisconsin, but they both are similar in the regard that they play fundamentally sound, make the other opponent beat you, and make the other offense work hard for yards and points. And the difference with Iowa maybe is they've got some really good playmakers in the secondary that can kind of change the flow of the game.
Offensively, Iowa has struggled. Statistically, they're not just the worst in the Big Ten, but we're talking about bottom 3 in the entire FBS. They've struggled to run the ball, and passing, well, some games they would have been better just punting it on first down. But they're on a 2-game win streak, and Jim Leonard sees a unit that's playing with some confidence.
I think they've accepted who they are and how they have to win, and they're playing with a lot of confidence and finding ways to move the football, finding ways to get some points on the board, and it starts with the run game up front. We have to win the line of scrimmage against these guys.
The Badgers have beaten the Hawkeyes 8 of the last 10 meetings. Jim, do they keep the bowl for another year?
I think Wisconsin wins this one. I think for both these teams, the key is just not making mistakes, not making turnovers, and the cleanest team will probably win this game. I say Wisconsin 14, Iowa 10.
Against good defenses, well, average defenses, Iowa struggles. Wisconsin, good defense, they'll shut them down. Badgers win by 11. And that's it for this week's Badger Blueprint. Thanks for watching.